Sinnoh Tour will be one of the biggest events of 2024, but will it be worth playing? And if you do plan on grinding it, what should you focus on during the weekend? Today I'll be breaking down everything we know about the Sinnoh Tour and exactly how to optimize your gameplay. From the incredible spawns to the brand new features. Starting with the global event that's happening February 24th and February 25th. And reminder that the live Los Angeles event will be happening 1 week before, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video, and you might want to stay and listen to it because it will impact the global gameplay. Okay, so what's going on with the global Sinnoh Tour? For starters, free to play. Love to see it. In a world of ticketed events, it's nice that this major event is not ticketed, but there is a ticket that you can buy that you might want to. We'll talk about that in a bit. Event hours will be each day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 24th and 25th. That is Saturday and Sunday. And there's a lot to focus on. For starters, Team Go Rocket will be a big part of this. Not exactly sure what that means or why, but there will be a special research that will involve them, and it will give you the choice between the 3 Sinnoh starters. I'm assuming the choice will dictate maybe some spawns you get or some rewards you get. We don't know the exact specifics. But the most exciting part about this research is that it will give you Spiritomb encounters, which is one of the rarest shinies in the entire game. So definitely focus on this research when you get it, and definitely complete it while you're playing throughout the day. And speaking of choices, you'll be able to choose between the Diamond and Pearl version of the game, which will basically just change certain rewards and bonuses that you get throughout the event. And speaking of bonuses, there will be a handful of bonuses that everyone in the world will get for these 2 days, which include half hatch distance for incubators, 6 special trades per day, and 50% less Stardust per trade. Honestly, these are kind of just decent bonuses, but if you're planning on hatching eggs, these will definitely help. And obviously, get your 6 special trades in. It's like free potential shundos. And this is also nice because if you're playing in a populated area and you want to get Pokemon from people that you don't have, 50% less Stardust. Okay, speaking of the eggs, there's actually some fantastic hatches that I'm really excited about personally. In the 2-kilometer eggs, we'll have Badoo, Chingling, which is a brand new shiny during this event, Bonsley, Mime Jr., Happiny, Munchlax, Riolu, and Mantike, with Mime Jr. being one of the rarest egg shinies, mainly because the only way to get it is from 5-kilometer European eggs, so it will be global, and in the 2-kilometer eggs during this event, definitely worth hunting. In the 5-kilometer eggs, we'll have Hisuian Voltorb, Hisuian Quillfish, Stunky, and Gibble, with Hisuian Voltorb, Quillfish, and Stunky being the brand new shinies as well, so 5-kilometer eggs are kind of stacked. In the 10-kilometer eggs, we'll have Pachirisu, Chatot, and Carnivine, which all 3 are brand new regional shiny Pokemon. Now, obviously, shiny hunting in the eggs is really difficult in Pokemon Go because unlike in the main series games, you have no idea what you're going to hatch. But if there are specific Pokemon from these batches that you still need shiny or just want to get, like Mime Jr., definitely would recommend hatching throughout the weekend because most likely we'll all be walking around a ton to play, so might as well get some free extra Pokemon on the side, including the regionals in the 10-kilometer eggs because Pachirisu spawns in like the northern circle of the world, Chatot in South America, and Carnivine in the like southeast side rather of the United States. These are difficult regionals, very niche regionals, so if you have a chance on getting them during this event through the 10-kilometer eggs, definitely do it because most people will never catch these. And man, when we went for Pachirisu in Alaska, it took us a week to catch it. So I'm definitely gonna be hatching because that was tough. No shot we ever go to Alaska and catch a wild shiny. There's one more bonus going down during this event that's going to be insanely useful. Between Friday, February 23rd at 12 a.m. and Sunday, February 25th at 11:59 p.m. local time, there will be no remote raid pass limit, like the OG days of COVID Pokemon Go. The good old days. And the reason why this will be so useful is because the raids during the weekend are definitely something to look at. Now, the raid bosses are going to rotate as the habitats rotate throughout the day, so every hour there's going to be different Pokemon in raids, and I'll explain the habitats a little bit later in the video. But first, the raid bosses. In the 1-star raids during the Bustling Boardwalk and Toxic Dig habitats will be Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, and during the Ancient Grove and Geothermal Lagoon it will be Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. Now, these aren't like, don't burn remote raid passes on these because they're not crazy, but they can be shiny. 3-star raids will have Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon during the Bustling Boardwalk and Toxic Digs habitats. Then during Ancient Grove and Geothermal Lagoon, we'll have Hisuian Decidueye, Hisuian Typhlosion, and Hisuian Samurott. Nothing super meta relevant out of these tier 3 raids, but the Hisuian forms can be shiny in the raids and they're brand new. So if you missed the raid day for them, which I will be missing, this is a good chance to get those new shinies. Then for the legendary raids, which are the most exciting and the most worth your unlimited raid passes, will be Dialga and Palkia during the Bustling Boardwalk Boardwalk and Toxic Digs habitat. Then during the Ancient Grove and Geothermal Lagoon, we'll have Origin Form Dialga and Origin Form Palkia. Dialga ranks as one of the best steel types in the game and is 25th in the Masters League, while Palkia is one of the best water types in the game and is 20th in the Masters League. And the Origin Forms, brand new, will be available to raid and catch, and they will be bringing with them a brand new feature, two brand new features to the game that are going to be really, really big. Now, to catch these Pokemon, you're technically going to catch them during what's called a space-time anomaly, which is like kind of a new concept coming for this. Basically, there's nothing super special about it. It like kind of more factors into like the lore of Pokemon Go and like being able to like go into the past and catch Pokemon. Really what it is just it's just like a classification of spawns, basically. But basically during these space-time anomalies, Hisuian Pokemon will be spawning both in the wild and in raids. So it's during these times where you're gonna get the newer Hisuian like shinies in Pokemon. This factors in more to the the Los Angeles event, so pay more attention to it then. But in the global event, the anomalies are going to happen during the Ancient Grove and Thermal Lagoon habitats. So if you do want to raid Origin Form Dialga and Palkia, it's really important to remember that during these habitats is when you'll be doing that. Also, this does impact the spawns, but I'll explain that in a second. Because quickly, I want to explain why battling Palkia and Dialga during this event will be very important. Basically, how this works is if you catch one of these new legendaries that has a specific move, you can then use that move to create an in-game effect and like alter your in-game gameplay, which is a brand new thing. Super cool, super exciting. I cannot wait. And for example, Origin Form Dialga, if you catch one with the move Roar of Time, you can use that to extend the timer on your premium items like Star Pieces, Lucky Eggs, Incense, and Daily Incense up to 24 hours, which means yes, you can have a 24-hour daily incense. I'm definitely going to be doing that here on the channel, and I will be testing these first, so make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. And if you catch an Origin Form Palkia with the move Spatial Rend, you can use that move to basically expand the spawn limit around your player, so you can like see more Pokemon in the wild. And again, up to 24 hours. Now, these are going to be super exciting new updates and potentially some key features strategically when it comes to certain events, especially using the extra spawns during Go Fest or the extra daily incense when trying to catch a Galarian bird. The only catch here is that they are extremely expensive. Like, you gotta be like rich, like top player in-game rich to run these things. For example, to have a 24-hour daily incense, it will cost you 1,200 Dialga candy and 1.2 million Stardust. So since we have no idea when Dialga and Palkia are coming back to the raids after this month, it's going to be really, really important to grind them, use your megas to get more candies and XL candies, and basically just farm the heck out of these while they're here so that you can have enough candies to be able to use these new features in the next coming weeks and months. Okay, now let's talk about the habitats, the spawns, and how space-time anomalies will impact them both. So there will be 4 rotating habitats throughout the day on each day. And in events in the past, typically like day 1 had the rotating habitats, then day 2 had just general spawns, but it looks like the rotating habitats will happen on both days, I'm pretty sure. The first habitat is the Bustling Boardwalk. This will be each day from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and will spawn Pikachu with Lucas Hat, Pikachu with Dawn's Hat, Magnemite, Electabuzz, Porygon, Ralts, Piplup, Starly, Bidoof, Trash Cloak Burmy, Buizel, East Sea Shellos, West Sea Shellos, Drifloon, Glameow, and Finneon. The best Pokemon to catch from this list include the Pikachu, because these are event-exclusive Hat Pikachu. They will most likely only spawn during the Sinnoh Tour, so really important to get this and get this shiny. Magnemite is great candy for Shadow Magnezone, which is a top 10 electric type. Same with catching Electabuzz for Shadow Electivire. Ralts' evolution has a Mega Gardevoir, which is the best fairy type in the game. Starly's evolution, Staraptor, is decent in the Ultra League as a Shadow, and the Shellos will be huge spawns during this specific hour because typically they are regionals, which means we've got regional shinies spawning in the wild. That's really, really important to get your West and East Sea shiny Shellos while they're there. But honestly, not like the most meta-relevant spawns during the entire event, but the next habitat will be the first space-time anomaly and one worth focusing on. The Ancient Grove habitat will be happening from 11 a.m. to noon and from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. every day. And remember that there will be Origin Form Palkia and Dialga raids during these hours. Okay, and the spawns will include the Pikachu, Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Voltorb, Tangela, Eevee, Misdreavus, Nosepass, Roselia, Turtwig, Kricketot, Plant Cloak Burmy, Combi, Cherubi, and Bronzor, with the best Pokemon to catch being Hisuian Voltorb. It's a brand new shiny. It's not meta relevant, but it's a brand new shiny. Eevee's always great, has a ton of different evolutions. Tangela's evolution and Tangrowth is a top grass type as a shadow. And everything else, honestly, isn't really useful. They're just like pretty good shinies. This habitat will definitely be great to run an auto catcher during while you're doing all of your Hisuian or Origin Form Palkia and Dialga raids. Okay, next will be the Toxic Digs habitat happening from noon to 1 p.m. and from 4 to 5 p.m. local time. And it has probably some of the most meta-relevant spawns of the entire day, with the Pikachu, of course, Apom, Yanma, Gligar, Sneasel, Duskull, Shinx, Cranidos, Shieldon, Sandcloak Burmy, Stunky, Gibble, Hippopotas, Scorpy, and Krogunk, with the best Pokemon to catch being Shiny Pikachu, Gligar for its evolution Glysaur, which ranks 25th in the Ultra League. Sneasel's evolution is a top 3 Ice-type attacker as a Shadow. Cranidos' evolution Rampardos is a monster, which is a top 10 Rock-type as a non-Shadow, and the number 2 overall Rock-type as a Shadow, even better than Mega Tyranitar. And it's got a great shiny. Shieldon's evolution is ranked 12th in the Great League. Stunky, brand new shiny release during this event. And Gibble is probably one of the best spawns, with Garchomp ranking 33rd in the Masters League, and the second best overall Dragon type as a Mega, and top 10 as a Shadow, and the second best overall Ground type as a Mega, also top 10 as a Shadow. Top 5, actually. It's super useful. Then the final habitat will be the Geothermal Lagoon, which will be another space-time anomaly habitat, which is happening from 1 to 2 p.m. and 5 to 6 p.m. So again, we'll have Origin Form Dialga and Palkia during these hours, and for spawns, we'll have the Pikachu, Hisuian Quillfish, Hisuian Sneasel, Lickitung, Rhyhorn, Magmar, Eevee, Togetic, Murkrow, Swinub, Snorunt, Chimchar, Baneri, and Snover, with the best ones being Hisuian Quillfish, brand new shiny, Rhyhorn for its evolution Rhyperior, which is a top 10 Rock type, and a top 5 Rock type as a Shadow, and ranks 58th in the Masters League. Swinub for its Beast evolution Mamoswine, which is a top 2 Ice type as a Shadow, a top 10 as a normal, and ranks 27th in the Masters League. And Snover for its evolution Abomasnow, which has a Mega and is one of the best Ice types. Speaking of spawns, the Incense will be getting some special encounters. During the Bustling Boardwalk and Toxic Digs habitats, we'll get unknown Hinons, obviously for Sinnoh, all can be shiny, and during the Ancient Grove and Geothermal Lagoon, we'll get unknown Hisnu, obviously for Hisuian region, all can be shiny. Then the Party Play feature is getting some exciting updates during Sinnoh Tour. You'll be able to challenge your friends in Party Play to potentially get an encounter with a Regigigas, and I'm hearing murmurs and rumors that you might be able to find the Regis in the wild while using Party Play, so should be worth doing. There will also be a Masterwork Research, and although the event is free, the Masterwork Research is not free. So by paying $5 USD, you can unlock it, and I think you have from February 19th to the 25th to purchase this. Once you purchase it, obviously you can complete it whenever, but by completing it, you will get a guaranteed encounter with a shiny Shaman, which should be pretty cool. Yeah, it's the shiny mythical for this event. And that's everything going down during the Sinnoh Tour Global Weekend, but there is an event happening slightly before it that does impact and can impact your gameplay, both before the event and during the event. The Road to Sinnoh event is happening on Monday, February 19th to Friday, February 23rd, and will feature bonuses that could potentially carry over into the Sinnoh Tour weekend, assuming you want to pay for them. They are paid, so just heads up. For $5 USD, you can buy the Raid ticket. This will give you a special research with a bunch of encounters or rewards with legendary candy, and several bonuses you'll get from February 19th all the way to the end of the Global Sinnoh Tour on February 25th, which include additional 5,000 XP from raids, 1 additional candy from catching Pokemon in raids, and 2 additional raid passes per day from spinning gyms, which is pretty nice. So free raid passes, extra candy, and extra XP. Then for another $5 USD, you can buy the Hatch ticket, which also gives you a special research, but this one gives you encounters with Pachirisu, Chatot, and Carnivine, technically early, which can be shiny. Then you'll have some bonuses that will also go from February 19th until the end of Sinnoh Tour weekend, February 25th, which include 2 times Hatch XP, 2 times Hatch Candy, and 2 times Hatch Stardust. So for an extra $10, you can get some pretty decent rewards that you can use both during the Sinnoh event and during the Global Sinnoh Tour event weekend. Now, what about for the Los Angeles event? This one's gonna be crazy. So it's happening February 17th and February 18th, and is pretty much the same exact thing as the global event, just obviously it's happening a week early, so everybody who attends this gets a little early access at all this new fun cool stuff. One thing that is different is the price. To attend this event, it is a $30 paid ticket that lasts from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on both days. There's actually a bunch of things that are different with this event, including the space-time anomalies, which will be happening at the last 30 minutes of every hour. So again, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., the last 30 minutes of each hour will be a space-time anomaly where you're gonna get some Hisuian Pokemon spawning in the wild, which we'll explain, and also the raids for Origin Form Dialga and Palkia. You can be doing those all day. Oh, also, speaking of the Origin Form Dialga and Palkia, just know that even though these raids are happening a week before the global event, and technically if you're not going to LA, you can still remote raid into them, unless you specifically have the LA Sinnoh Tour ticket for the weekend, you can't get Origin Form Dialga or Palkia shiny, and you cannot get the new exclusive moves on it that create the adventure effects. So just know, keep that in mind when raiding throughout the weekend, especially globally, that you're not going to get a shiny and you're not going to get Spatial Rend or Roar of Time if you're remote raiding into Los Angeles raids. And like with the global events during the space-time anomalies, unknown HISNU will be spawning on the incense, so just keep that in mind too. And the spawns for the LA Sinnoh Tour event will be like same but different. We'll have the Entangled Ruins habitat, which has Pikachu with Dawn's Hat, Tangela, Eevee, Misdreavus, Nosepass, Roselia, Duskull, Turtwig, Kricketot, Plant Cloak, Burmy, Combi, Cherubi, Bronzor, and during the last 30 minutes, or of the hour, during the space-time anomalies, there will be Pikachu with Akari's Kerchief, Hisuian Voltorb, and Kleavor, a raid-exclusive Pokemon spawning in the wild, all of which can be shiny. That Pikachu will be rare. Then during the Seaside Metropolis habitat, we'll have Pikachu with Dawn's Hat, Magnemite, Electabuzz, Porygon, Routes, Piplup, Starly, Bidoof, Trash Cloak, Burmy, Weasel, EC Shellos, West Sea Shellos, Drifloon, Galarian Alphinion. And during the Space-Time Anomaly, we will have Pikachu with Akari's Kerchief, Hisuian Quillfish, and Hisuian Braviary. Then during the Bubbling Mire habitat, we'll have Pikachu with Lucas's Hat, Apom, Yanma, Gligar, Shinx, Cranidos, Shieldon, Sandcloak, Burmy, Stunky, Gibble, Hippopotas, Scorpy, Krogunk. With, during the Space-Time Anomaly, we'll have Pikachu wearing Ree's Cap, Hisuian Growlithe, and Ursaluna spawning in the wild, and can be shiny. That's crazy. Then the last habitat is the Mountain Hot Springs, which has Pikachu with Lucas's Hat, Lickitung, Rhyhorn, Magmar, Eevee, Togetic, Murkrow, Sneasel, Swinub, Snorunt, Chimchar, Baniri, Snover, and during the Space-Time Anomaly, Pikachu with Ree's Cap, Hisuian Sneasel, Hisuian Alvalug, and Weirdeer, which are fantastic wild spawns to have shiny. But remember, too, that these spawns and these habitats will only be happening inside the Rose Bowl Stadium. If you intend on leaving the stadium or you're playing the global event, or I'm sorry, the expanded city event, you will not be getting these habitat spawns. You'll basically just be getting like a mix of all of the spawns instead of specific habitats. And also, if you're looking to play at different places in Los Angeles, because I definitely will not be at the Rose Bowl the entire weekend either, just know the spawns reach really far. It's like from LA County all the way down to Orange County. That's a huge space. And some of the best places to play that I know of personally, obviously the Santa Monica Pier, the Long Beach Pike, another amazing place, downtown Disney and Disneyland will be great too. Other features include Yuxie, Mesprit, and Azelf spawning in the wild, and just know, if you find one in the wild, be sure to take a snapshot of it and then catch it, because once you get out of that encounter, you'll get another encounter with one for snapshotting it in the wild. The routes feature will be getting something a little snazzy too. For the first time ever, you'll be able to encounter White Stripe Basculin, specifically on routes. And in the main series game, this Basculin actually can evolve to its Hisuian form. So although we won't be getting that during this event, maybe we get it soon or in the future, definitely catch your White Stripe Basculin if you're playing in LA. Also, there's gonna be like a special code, and once it's decoded, it will give an encounter with a Rotom, so just kind of like stay tuned on social media. My Twitter for that, I'll tweet it out when we get the code. And there will be Spiritomb Pokestops kind of sprinkled around all of Los Angeles and Orange County, and once you spin 10 of them, you will get up to 10 encounters with Spiritomb for the shiny, so definitely do that because that's rare. The event bonuses for the Los Angeles event include half hatch distance, 6 special trades, half trade Stardust, up to 9 free raid passes from spinning gyms, and increased chance in encountering shiny Pokemon. So yes, these shiny rates will be higher in Los Angeles than during the global event weekend. Same thing we saw last year with Vegas versus the global. Also, there's several ticket add-ons to purchase to level up your gameplay, which includes the Raid Lover, which gives up to 18 free raid passes by spinning spinning gyms, additional 5,000 XP from completing raids, 6 additional candy for catching Pokemon in 5-star raids, and 3 additional XL candy for catching Pokemon in 5-star raids. I will definitely be buying this just because, like, 18 free raid passes, the XP, it's the candy that I really need so that I could use Spatial Rend and Roar of Time as much as possible. I will be grinding Origin Form Dialga and Palkia raids this weekend. You have no idea. There's also the Egg Enthusiast for $15, which gives 1/4 hatch distance, 3 times hatch XP, candy, and Stardust, and an increased chance of getting 10-kilometer eggs from spinning Pokestops. This is really, really big. I used this last year in Las Vegas, and I do not regret doing it, mainly because it's the 10-kilometer eggs that have some of the best hatches and shiny hunts. So if you do want to get the 2s and 5s and hunt those shinies and those eggs, I'd recommend not buying this. But if you're like me and you really, really want those shiny regional Pokemon, definitely get this. Then there's the citywide gameplay add-on, which I also have purchased. I bought this, by the way. I wasn't gifted it by Niantic like people think. I purchased it. I purchased all these. Basically, the citywide gameplay add-on allows you to play outside of the Rose Bowl Stadium and kind of play all over. And you'll be able to do this on the extra day of your choice. So I think you can actually buy this ticket and do it either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday for the event. For the add-on extra day, I'm pretty sure. It's on the website. But by buying this, you'll get wild encounters with event Pokemon, increased chance of shiny Pokemon, 6 special trades per day, half Stardust for trades, half hatch distance, 9 free raid passes from spinning gyms, event field research, the Yuxi Mesprit and his elf, photo safaris. So overall, gonna be an insane event, an insane Sinnoh Tour month, and a really, really fun time, especially for content. So make sure you're subscribed here because obviously I will be in Los Angeles here, and I'll be playing this event first and making tons of content on everything, including the new features. And stay tuned for an announcement pretty soon here with Mystic Rips, the office that we're in right now, with hopefully a very cool and special, possibly pop-up event we're going to be doing in Los Angeles on that Friday, February 16th. Thank you for watching. Good luck on the event. See you out there.